All right, I'm gonna hit y'all with some game real quick. Every single day that you go by, not taking advantage of your opportunities, not taking advantage of your time, not taking advantage of the things that God, put in front of you, that's another day you're going to have to sit in your own mess. And it feels like one of those things was like, oh yeah, obviously, but I don't think people are really like grasping this concept of like compound interest, compounding effort, time. Everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, but some people are simply doing different things. 110%. You know how many times where I've been on the outside looking in, being on the outside looking in is probably going to shift your perspective so much quicker than anything else. When you're for let's talk about my path, right? When I'm like not actually doing what I need to be doing. I'm not posting my content. I'm not taking pictures. I'm just not being myself. Let's say I'm outside doing Uber or something like that, right? And then you start looking outside the window, you see other people taking photos, doing photo shoots. I posted on one of my other channels like a couple days ago. I delivered to the Faye's house twice in 1 week. Nadia and the swag and all them other type of shit. You feel me? On the outside looking in, seeing their names pop up, realizing where I'm at, and realizing they're simply on the other side of the door and I can't necessarily get to them yet. Right? Now, right? This is all divine alignment. This is all like God's, path. We're all on our journey. These signs happen for a reason to show us that maybe you aren't as unaligned as you think. But it's just the principle of a lot of people are going to delay their lives, is going to delay their blessings solely because they aren't in alignment with that version of them. If I would have been playing my video game instead of Ubering, I probably would have been inside the house, not outside of it, because I was destined to interact. I was destined to get to the energy, but how we got there is always up to choice, and that's one of the things about destiny. You're gonna get there. Whatever's meant for you, you're gonna attain it. But how? How? That's always been the question. What are you going to choose to do to get to there, to get to that step? Because there's really no end all be all. There isn't no like golden blueprint to this. You can do a lot of different things and still get what the next person has if that's what you're looking for, something like materially, right? Or worldly, in other words. That's cool. It's the how. And that how is going to be hyper specific to you, to your passions, to your gift, to your calling, to what you were supposed to be doing on this life. And your ability to take your experience and articulate it. Because somewhere in your experience, there's the gems, there's the seeds, there's the wisdom that's going to help other people get forward. Experience is so much, especially when you're a creator, artist, anything like that. Because how do we learn? What's the best teacher? Life. You learn the most by living life. So when you step outside to live life, that's when you're going to start getting those profound perspectives, those profound downloads, those things where it's like, wow, I didn't even realize that this was possible, that this was a possibility for me, until you had to get around it. You have to be, it's a lot of things you have to get exposed to. I'm not gonna lie. Now, when I say exposed, it doesn't always take a human. Let's say somebody who did it before you or has something. It doesn't always take that. It doesn't take a YouTube video. It doesn't take any of that. Sometimes exposure looks like that dream. When we're so stuck in our realities, in our egos, we will hyper fixate on what we think or know to be true about certain situations. Now, your dream state is where your creativity kicks in. Your dream state is when your optimism kicks in. Your dream state is when you're least resistant to the downloads that God is typically sending everybody throughout the day, until we start getting interfered with certain things, the color of the stop signs and people honking cars, whatever the case may be, Those dream states can expose you to what you actually are supposed to be doing, because you're receptive now. If you're aligned to something, if you're in tune to something, all you have to do is release the walls low enough for you actually to see it, because you're like in tune with it. It's kind of like two magnets. You can have two magnets sitting right here that want to get closer, but there's two humans pulling them this way. But the moment both of those humans let go, those magnets were going to snap, and it's just going to snap together. That's what alignment is. When you're aligned to something, it's supposed to happen. Like, you guys are literally in real time pulling each other closer to each other. But it's a matter of if you're going to release the resistance behind it. That's what allows to click. That's what allowed destiny to play out. When it's destined, you shouldn't be having to overexert. You shouldn't be having to, I don't know, do 1,000,010 things. When it's destined, it's destined. It was bound to happen. You just needed to do it. Now, you can self-sabotage this process. You can get in your own way, right? One of my homegirls said something so wise: free will, and the term started, sticking out to me a lot more. We all got free will. What are you doing? What are you choosing to do? If you got exposed to it, if you got the information, if you got the guidance, if you got the wisdom, and you chose to do something else, that is your fault. That is your problem. There's nothing nobody else can say, do, or anything to help you. You have to get yourself out of that. What is your free will telling you to do? Is your free will telling you that you aren't deserving, so I'm going to do something else? Because honestly speaking, our circumstances isn't ever our circumstances. Like I remember, like recently, I moved out of my mom's, right? Right? Moved into my dad's for a little second. And I think I started looking at places in Atlanta and stuff like that because I started realizing, like, creativity, what I do too, I need to be more, like, not more, but I need to be around more liberated black people who are creative and actually want to help build, etc., have wealth, etc. There's not a lot of that in Los Angeles. It's more struggle in Los Angeles than there is flourishing creativity, at least for a black person. So yeah, I'm gonna get my shit and go. Atlanta's definitely the move. But it's just that perspective within itself. I was sitting at my mom's house for the last 22, about to be 23 years, wondering, praying, how do I get out of here? Oh, it's the income thing. Oh, blah, blah, blah. How do I get my own spot? I just had to do it. Like something clicked in me after like a small argument. It's like, I really don't have to be here. I have to put up with this. Even though this is a blessing, I love this. I love the space to be able to grow and, come into my adulthood. It has always been a choice to be here. And there's a choice with anything. I use my free will to keep me stuck. A lot of people are using their free will to keep them stuck. You're choosing to keep doing the shit that you know isn't going to get you anywhere and ignoring the things that is going to get you somewhere. And then using the excuse of it's God, it's the universe, it isn't just supposed to happen yet. When truthfully speaking, some things could have happened 2 years ago if you were on track and if you were aligned and doing what you were actually, called to do. But we delay a lot of processes, and I'm guilty of it. Nobody's, perfect or exempt from this. Self-sabotage shows in so many different ways, and what sparks self-sabotage usually isn't something that you can predict. It's the unforeseeables. It's the loss of loved ones. It's, beliefs getting broke down. It's just life. You get what I'm saying? Life can shift your perspective and your ideologies and your courage to go after certain things a lot faster than, your own free will. So I do give people grace, right? But it always does come down to the core root of it. What are you choosing to do? This is why I also say healing is very important, because if you have low self-esteem, or you don't think something's possible, or you don't think something is attainable, or you think it would take too long to do certain things, whatever the case may be, because a lot of things don't have time constraints too. You gotta take 10 years to do. No, you can probably do it in like 2. You can probably do it in the next year. You can probably do it in 6 months, depending on the field, especially if it's anything entrepreneurial. Anything entrepreneurial probably didn't take you that long. But your healing process is very, 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 very important, because you will block yourself. If you aren't even consciously aware that you're thinking in a way that's prohibiting you from getting forward, you're going to live in the loop and then suffer from that own loop of lack of awareness. Self-awareness will help you get rich. Self-awareness will help you find love. Self-awareness will help you heal and everything else. How are you going to fix something and heal from a perspective that you aren't even aware you're dealing with? So the moment that you start healing and you start addressing those self-limiting beliefs, you start getting higher levels of self-esteem. You start viewing things from certain perspectives. You're able to consciously see in real time when you're fucking yourself up. And then your free will starts to kick in. I don't think I want to keep suffering, so I'm about to do something different. I don't think I want to keep going through this, so I'm about to simply choose to take a different route. Awareness aids free will. If you're just out this, if your free will is useless without the awareness it takes to know what you should and shouldn't be doing. Because if not, you're just floating through life. You're just like a leaf in the wind, and you're going to end up wherever the fuck. That's not a good thing. So yeah, I think that's enough for this video, and that's enough of the yapping. I really just want you guys to take advantage of the time that we're gave. Once again, you only have one life. We all have the same 24 hours, which means we all have the same possibilities. We all have the same opportunities. We all have the same things. Now, how those things unlock and how they unfold, it varies per person. But the overall grand scheme of things, what's available to the next person is available to you. Now, the steps that they're taking to get to that may vary, but you have to acknowledge when you are or aren't doing what you need to be doing in your life. You can settle. You can compromise. You can be like, oh, it is what it is. That's just right now. But if let's say you have a job Because I feel like that's what stumps a lot of people, especially when it gets to creativity, entrepreneurship, and all that type of shit. Go to work. Cool. Do it. That 5 to 9, that 5 to 10, whatever the case may be, put the work in. Make the videos. Make things. Do things. Get yourself further. Like I was saying in one of my shorts, I would rather go full force into what I know I was supposed to be doing, my calling, and risk the possibility of failing than have to go into my later stages of life and wonder what would have happened if I took the risk. What would have happened if I did it? Nobody wants to go through that type of emotional turmoil. Nobody, 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 nobody. So do the shit now. Live your life now. Because there's no guarantee you're going to have that opportunity tomorrow. And I don't like to be that person because it seems like a very negative, perspective to be trying to hold over people to spark action. But sometimes you need that reminder where it's like, it's really now. Like, now is the time. All this is happening in 10 years. No, like, it's happening now. Your dreams are now. Like, you're living inside of the flesh that achieved that said thing. This is the same flesh that's going to have the things that you're asking for. It's the same body, the same spirit, the same life, the same breath. Are you guys catching what I'm saying? Like, it's the now that matters. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. It's right now. Focus on the now and doing what you need to be doing right now, and everything else will unlock. You got to believe in yourself. Have patience. Please don't think anything is an overnight scheme. But like what a lot of mentors say, the moment that you accept things don't take, you're like, oh my God, I said that wrong. But once you accept that things, oh my God, I'm just going to say that whole thing over. I'm just going to cut this whole thing. No, I'm not going to cut it out. But I actually do want to say this properly so I can clip it because I think that this is very important. What a lot of mentors say, the moment that you can accept that it's going to take you longer than you expected, it happens sooner than you expected. Period. But you got to get to that point. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to stay aligned. I'm going to stay obedient. And I don't know when it's going to work. It could work after my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Your lineage could complete the mission. Something. You never know. But you had to see it through. So, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video when I have the next download.